call the meeting to order with a moment of silent prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Mrs. Frank.
Mayor Kindle.
Present.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Present.
Councilman Jenny.
Here.
Councilwoman Pies.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki. Here. Councilwoman Williams.
Present.
Councilman Tucson.
Present.
Acting City Manager Szymanski.
Here.
City Attorney DeWally.
Here.
All right. On, say, B1, we have a very lovely presentation to a young lady that was our junior mayor for my Juneteenth celebration for the city of Harperwood. So, Gabrielle, if you would come forward, we'd like to present you with this presentation for being our junior mayor.
It is tiring.
And as it would have, she just stepped right in. On that day, the day before, I fell. So I was not able to do all that I needed to do. But Gabrielle stepped right up and just taken over and was everything that I could ever imagine a junior mayor would be.
And she made the news. She made the news.
She was absolutely awesome, right? And we had a great time. And my children would not allow me, my sons, I said they children, only allowed me to be there after they found out Gabrielle was gonna be there. So that meant that it would take the pressure off of me because they wanted me to sit down and sit still. So, it has been a long time coming, but without any further ado, I would like to present to you a presentation and proclamation for you being my junior mayor.
Congratulations on your leadership.
Congratulations.
Nice job.
So when are you gonna start running the meetings?
Now, just to give you a little history on this.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was an idea that came from Gabrielle and her mom. And I thought it was a wonderful idea for her to be junior mayor during the Juneteenth celebration because I want to encourage young people to be involved in understanding everything there was about the Juneteenth celebration and how important it is, not for just African Americans, but it's important for us as a nation to understand our history. And we are an intricate part of the history and the fabric of America. And we must not ever, ever forget it. And I'm so proud that as a young person. And so next year, she will be there to help select the next junior mayor. And she will pass it on over to them. So I thank you very much. You started a tradition, and we will keep it going. Thank you. Now, you all don't have to stay. I understand that you came for Gabrielle's presentation, so we won't be mad if we all leave. So enjoy. I'll see you soon, Gabby. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good seeing you again.
Okay, we, also, there is a gentleman here, I don't know if he wants to stay or, but it was brought to my attention by Councilwoman Constantino that Martell Bivens is a candidate here. Okay, we'll give you a short few minutes to explain who you are and so we can get on with the business of Harper Woods today.
Well,
So, Mr. Martell Bivens.
Well, thank you for having me today. Protocol already being established. My name is Martell Bivens, and I am running for United States Congress of the 13th Congressional District, which encompasses Harper Woods. So I'm very serious about helping you get back to the business of this municipality. I'm a graduate of Howard University, Washington, D.C., with the focus of political science. I worked with Senator Carl Levin in Washington. I worked with State Representative Sherry Gaten Yogo, Scott Benson, and for the last 4 years I worked with the Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, helping to open up over 45 businesses in City Council District 4. I helped to save over $500,000 in personal property taxes for small business owners, and in that time frame I brought $2 million to City Council District 4, and while I was in Scott Benson's office, I helped to preserve the Coleman A. Young International Airport. So all the work that's happening with the airport right now was work that I did 5 years ago. That's just a little bit of background about my legislative policy and economic development experience. And I look forward to working with you and building relationships and finding a better understanding of what you need from your congressional employee so that you can move your agenda forward for this municipality. So I want to take a seat, and I look forward to interfacing with you in the next few weeks and years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I need an approval of a motion to approve the minutes.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the motion to accept, receive, and file the regular city council meeting held on October 3rd, 2022, to approve, receive, and file the special city council meeting held October 10th, 2022, and to receive and file the Board of Zoning Appeals meeting held October 12th, 2022.
Support.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Public comment on agenda items. Is there anyone that has?
I have comment on the agenda here.
Excuse me, sir, you need to come up here and identify who you are.
Andrew Will, longtime resident.
Excuse me?
On the agenda here, we have item E, tabled and pending items. Conditional offer of employment city manager and deputy city manager. On the back of the page, we have item K, other business, closed session, presentation and discussion of proposed litigation settlement. Several of the people sitting here are involved in that litigation, and I'm curious if that's why a closed session is being held and why we're not having a discussion about the appointment of a new city manager today. Why has this been tabled?
Well, it was tabled.
Thank you.
The comment, thank you.
Thank you for your comment.
This
This is public comment.
it was just your comment, sir.
Yeah, my comment is, why has this been tabled?
That's a question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So no answer.
No answer.
Thank you very much.
Okay, is there anyone else with a comment regarding the agenda items? Okay, seeing none, then we'll move on down to the consent agenda. I need a resolution.
Madam Mayor, I'll make the resolution to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 4.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor, I do have a question.
Yes.
I don't know if we could get any insight to this, but number 3, the payment, $14,250. Just curious as to why that's so expensive. It doesn't sound like it should, I mean, it's a matter of being able to collect property tax on the water portal. And it seems like it's a pretty high cost for something that doesn't seem like it should be that big of a deal. So I was just curious as to if this, you know, if Mr. Szymanski has any
Sure.
insight.
Sure, that's the programming cost, the initial startup. You know, there's lots of parcel numbers, there's lots of, I want to say, intelligence that goes on behind the scene. And I will say that the businesses and the residents of the community now can pay their taxes on their phone through the water app. They can pay their water bills on the water app, and we're eventually pushing toward invoices and permit fees too. So that's just the high cost of programming it.
Thank you.
Are there any further discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki. Yes. Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kendall.
Excuse me. Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
All right, that takes us to,
Madam Mayor,
yes.
point of order, we did not discuss the tabled and pending.
Oh, I'm
items.
sorry. I had the old agenda in front of me as opposed to the corrected version, which we have table and pending items. And I really don't know, Sharon, Attorney, what am I supposed to do with this?
It was voted down, so it really shouldn't be on the agenda. It's no longer on the table.
It was
The
tabled.
motion- The motion was denied to take it off the table. So at that point, it no longer exists.
So it was no longer on the table.
Correct. So it really shouldn't even be on the agenda.
Okay.
If that makes
And
sense.
so you was right in the first place.
Well, Madam Mayor, I would,
Yes.
that last meeting was not proper. The regular agenda wasn't followed. And, I mean, I told you guys I was gonna be a couple minutes late. I was 4 minutes late. And prayer was skipped, the pledge was skipped, everything was skipped. And I don't know what happened because I wasn't there, but I got there in a couple of minutes. And I didn't even get a chance to discuss it, to talk to anybody. Our city manager candidates were there. And I would really like the opportunity to be able to discuss this.
I will have to refer to our legal counsel as to what's the next step. I have no idea.
The matter was, as I said, the matter was to remove it from the table. It was voted down. It no longer exists.
It no longer exists.
And the only people permitted to vote on that were the people present at the time. That's very straightforward parliamentary procedure. I have no knowledge about whether somebody being late or whatever was gonna happen from there. But as far as I know, the meeting did start on time, not just a minute or two after. And only the people present can vote, which occurred.
Well, Madam Mayor?
And that's just the fact and the law of the matter.
Well, could we have a different item where we consider the city manager separate from the deputy city manager? Because this motion included both of them. And I think it would be most proper to have them separate anyway.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
my understanding is the only way that it's gonna come back up is as new business. So if the city manager, this acting city manager puts it as new business for the next agenda.
Right.
then we might-
That's the only way we could go forward
And that
with
is
it.
correct. That is
Okay.
correct. It comes up as a new business.
So I would,
So we will discuss that with, with city manager, acting city manager, and our legal counsel, and decide on how to move forward with this.
okay, I'd like to see it on the next agenda.
Me too.
All right, thank you. All right, okay, so we did the consent agenda. I was a little out of order. And we have no old business, so now we're at new business with the city manager report.
Okay, item G1, public hearing, proposed lot split, 18,000 Vernier. Mayor and council, as was scheduled previously, a public hearing will be held tonight to receive comment and input on the proposed lot split request at 18,000 Vernier Road. For informational purposes, I have attached copies of all correspondence and reports that we have on this matter. Essentially, the property owner at 18,000 Vernier wishes to split the 3 proposed buildings into 3 separate parcels, as outlined in the attached renderings. This request has been reviewed by our planning consultant and has been approved by the Planning Commission. For this portion of the agenda, only the standard motions of opening and closing the public hearing will be required. Mayor, a motion is recommended.
Mayor, may I make a motion to open the public hearing on the lot split request?
Support.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor of opening?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Seeing none, the motion carries. So, the public hearing is, for the proposed lot split is open, and anyone that wishes to speak on it can go to the podium, state your name and street that you live on, and we'll begin the discussion. The petitioner is here. Okay. Yeah, Mr., you have something you want to say?
Michael Dick, Eastwood Drive. I was just curious if this 18,000 Vernier land split had anything to do with
It's
the
Eastland.
17,700 special land use. In other words, is that in conjunction with that, or these are just completely two different? Thank you.
Okay, yes, it's two different.
Okay.
Madam Mayor, I
Yeah.
have a question. And this is something that I didn't notice until I had a chance to look at the visual of these 3 parcels. The parcel number 3 on this, and perhaps the person would want to answer this, I don't know. But parcel number 3 appears to only be accessible from Beaconsfield. And I know that, they're all integrated, they'll all be working together. But I know also that there is no truck ingress or egress on Beaconsfield. And so I'm just curious how that's gonna
Well,
operate.
Do you want to, I don't know if the rendering is correct.
Well, I know the parcels, it shows each parcel mapped out, but I assume that there has to be movement that is not gonna limit parcel 3 to only using Beaconsfield.
Because Beaconsfield is not,
Prohibited for use
Right.
by trucks.
right.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm Robbie Nguyen. I work with North Point Development, so I'm part of the development team for this project. And all 3 parcels will have shared access, Lowe's included. So there's roads that are internal to our site that are quote-unquote public access for all 3 buildings and Lowe's. And there will be signage up there to try to keep them off Beaconsfield, because that's been publicly known to us that, hey, we need to keep truck traffic off of that. So we've addressed that. That's mostly gonna be auto coming in and out.
Okay, so even though the rendering or the map or whatever shows that that parcel is only open to Beaconsfield, that's not the
That's-
case?
Yeah, there's internal roads, yeah, so we will have an access there that's currently existing with Lowe's. And so we will just, once construction is done, make the roads better than how we're leaving it right now with construction, all the traffic that's going on that. We'll redo the road and it'll be shared access.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, is there anyone else who wants to discuss? It's a public hearing. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Cheryl's got a question.
Sure.
I know that, the school over there, Chandler Park Academy, was looking for a ambulance route to their football field in the event that there was an emergency on the football field. Is this going to be able to allow for that?
It would be probably the same,
I can answer.
yeah.
So Stephen Lindley, Economic and Community Development Deputy Director. One of the conversations, I believe it was before Robbie was brought in with the North Point team, is that the existing gate, which is now no longer going to be accessed because the detention pond will be there, they have an agreement to put a new gate in once the property is further along. So they will still have that similar access that they used to have previously.
It'll just be located,
Correct. Just
Differently.
further, I believe further west than where it currently is.
Yeah,
But it'll still be access to the back of the building, not off of,
right.
not the back of the property, not off of Kelly.
okay.
Are there anyone else would like to speak?
No one else is gonna ask, I'll ask. On this issue we were just discussing, the use of the back door of the Lowe's driveway for commercial trucks.
What did you say, sir?
He was just discussing the use of the Lowe's driveway for commercial trucks, I do believe.
Lowe's?
He said that they're gonna use the existing driveway at Lowe's, to pull trucks through, is that what I
Yes.
understood? Yes. That is actually 6, 7 blocks into the city, so just to clarify here, they are intending to use that driveway to pull all of the trucks in for the construction.
Not
process.
all the trucks, right?
But it is going to
It
be
will
open
be-
and available for construction vehicles and large semis to use that gate halfway into the city. For their equipment.
No, the Vernier one,
Vernier.
yeah,
the
the
door-
trucks are coming off of Vernier.
So the back entrance to the Lowe's will not be being used for construction trucks during construction.
No,
Excellent.
they're presently using the Vernier side for construction.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I'm wondering if it might be a good idea to explain to the people that are present why we're doing the lot split and how it's coming down.
Well,
They might be wondering about that.
well, it was in the original plans, but go ahead on explain.
Yeah, sorry. So I'll repeat my name again, Robbie Nguyen with North Point. The purpose of this is because logistics of working and operating these buildings, it's much easier to split them apart based off tax ID numbers. It's easier to assess the value of the property, and also for utility reasons. So working with utilities, it's much easier to pass the utility bills along to our tenants if it's broken down per building. So we can, say, building 1 was used this much power, and it goes to this tenant, and it just logistically makes more sense. Yeah. Is there any more questions? I'll stay up here. If there are more.
Well,
Yeah, you
then
might as well
it would give each building their own address. too.
Right.
Correct.
Own
Yeah, and
identity.
that's a huge advantage as well, just for shipping and receiving.
And this is, just to clarify, the old Eastland is now going to be 3 buildings.
Correct.
Is there anyone else with anything like to ask? And Stephen, would you also remind everyone about how this information will be, you won't have to worry about a Facebook posting, you will be able to get it from our,
I would love to, because this is a plug for Citizen Lab again. So many of you, if you were at the meeting where City Council approved purchasing a Citizen Lab, we're up and rolling slowly. But we actually took the keys kind of before they handed them over. And they're very excited to see that because we actually have McKenna, our planning consulting firm, working in there as well. And so on that note, I want to mention the public workshop tomorrow for it. But we've been working for the last few weeks with North Point on an informational post that will be uploaded to Citizen Lab. So there will be elevations, renderings, a description of what the project will be, frequently asked questions section that they'll be answering. What is the project? When can we expect tentatively to see people working in there? etc. So as you come up with some frequently asked questions, if you'd like to see them answered, you can pass them on to us in the city. But first off is to sign up for Citizen Lab, and there's a link to it right on the city's homepage. It says engage Harper Woods and then sign up here. Thank you for the shout out too. 'Cause that platform, it's really exciting to see people signing up and seeing information on it.
Stephen, whose homepage is the link on?
It's on the Harper Woods city page.
Okay.
You'll see engage Harper Woods, and then I think the action button says sign up here. It'll take you right to it. Thanks.
Go ahead.
I'd like to further add too that all the city projects are going to be on Citizen Lab, and you won't have to read about them on any Facebook page. You could go right to the source, look at the engineerings, I want to say renderings, see the progress, see what your neighbors are saying, make a comment. And like I said, it's going to be rolled out in its entirety, hopefully sometime before 2023.
Yeah, very soon,
Very soon.
very soon. All right, and is there
Madam Mayor?
anyone else?
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, I just had a quick question about the rendering. We talked about the road that was coming off of Beaconsville. And I was looking at this, thinking about that road that's coming off Kelly, because that's right next to the Chandler Park School District.
Mhm.
So is that one going to be used for trucks, or it's just auto and just you're using mostly just the Vernier roads for trucks?
Yeah, so we are working with MDOT, and our preferred route is to go straight on Vernier, and so we're working out the traffic study and impact that it would have, and then evaluating for a signal or anything that needs to be improved for that road.
Okay, so I was talking about the Kelly Road.
Yeah, we are anticipating using Vernier.
Okay,
Mhm.
right, so I'm thinking about all the little school kids that, right there at that school.
Yeah, so.
Are there any further comments? If we have none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make the motion to close the public hearing.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is now closed.
Okay, item G2, scheduled public hearing, proposed lot split, 18,000 Vernier Road, Eastland Commerce Center. Mayor and council, attached is a memorandum from the city clerk requesting to schedule a public hearing on a proposed lot split at,
We already did that one.
Next
oh, I'm
one.
sorry.
Keep it going.
Yes, I'm
We
sorry.
closed that one.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's one of those
Item
nights.
item G2. Okay, action on the proposed lot split, 18,000 Vernier. Mayor and council, with the public hearing concluded, we can proceed with the lot split request. Assuming there are no specific objections, it is recommended that this be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to approve a request from the property owner of 18,000 Vernier Road to split the 79-acre parcel at 18,000 Vernier Road into 3 lots as follows. Parcel 1 containing approximately 20.55 acres, parcel 2 containing approximately 37.36 acres, and parcel 3 containing approximately 21.08 acres.
Support.
All right, any discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Councilman Jenny,
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki,
Yes.
Councilman Tucson,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Mayor Kindle,
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
All right.
Okay, item G3, approval of special land use, 17,700 8 Mile Road. Mayor and council, at their regular meeting, the planning commission members received and filed the application from GAV and Associates for a special land use request at 17
Right.
770 Harper Avenue.
Veneer.
Vernier.
Whoa, let's see, Vernier, yeah, okay, couple of things. Yeah, they are recommending that the city council approve the special land use application for this location based on the criteria in zoning ordinance section 10-770F. I have attached a letter that was prepared by Paul Urbiel, our planning consultant at McKenna Associates, that reviews the 9 standards that section 10-770F requires in order for you to approve this request. I have reviewed the information and I concur with the recommendation of the Planning Commission that this application be approved as provided by the Planning Commission. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer by resolution to approve the application submitted by GAV and Associates for the special land use request at 17700 Vernier Road to enact a new gas station at this location based on the criteria in zoning ordinance section 10-770F and as recommended by the members of the Planning Commission.
Support.
Okay. Discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Okay, so this site for the proposed new gas station, this is in the same place as the old gas station, right? This
Yes.
replacing the BP gas station. Yes, okay.
I'm just curious, is it, I don't have the site plan in front of me. Is it supposed to be a 2-story?
Yes.
Why do we need a 2-story gas station?
They're here, I think, Mayor.
Yes.
Would you like to speak on that?
Yeah.
Let's go put it right here. You guys can see it. This is Mel from GAV Associates. I'm here with Chad, the civil engineer.
Chad Woodley, Green Tech Engineering.
The building is 1 story, it's not 2 stories. Answer the question. 1 story.
I'm sorry?
Oh, 1 story.
Yeah, 1 story.
Okay, that's what I was saying, you
Yeah.
know, I thought somewhere in the rendering I had heard 2 stories. I'm
Me
saying,
too.
why do you need a 2-story gas station? I mean,
Yeah,
you know, I know we're getting into electrical cars, but, you know, you have a ramp for electric cars up there or something? But, okay, so that gives us an idea of the rendering and,
Madam Mayor?
yes.
I'd like to ask a couple questions. The first is, are the storage tanks going to be moved, or is that something we don't need to worry about?
Yeah, so the idea for the site is to remove everything that's existing and just get up to speed on what is the current standards, which obviously the site is fine now, but all the tanks will be removed and new tanks will be put in place along with pumps and et cetera, everything to do with the gas station.
So I take it that if there's any cleanup that needs to be done, that's gonna be handled as
You
well?
got it, that's federal and state regulated, that would be.
Yeah, Eco will be right on their case.
You got it.
And the mayor had mentioned electric. Is there any plan to put in any kind of electric charging?
Yeah, we can add on the parking lots, we can add like a station, electric vehicle charging station. It depends how many guys want us to put, 1 or 2. We typically like do 1 or 2 on the new gas stations that we're doing, so we can add.
There was sufficient parking provided on the site plan. I believe there was actually 2 extra spaces than what is required,
Yeah.
per the zoning ordinance, so that is what a lot of gas station owners and developers are doing right now with that, the changing time, so it is fairly simple to just add the actual charging station at the end of the stall in the future, and, both sidewalks are 7 foot wide, which is 2 foot wider than the requirement per the zoning ordinance, so it allows for that option in the future.
And my understanding is you're going to have some sort of food facility as part of
Yeah, we
this?
have like a small tent in a gas station. It could be food, could be anything else. She's not the owner, it's not decided yet who to bring in. Actually, that one like would draw customers to the gas station, and the gas station would draw customers to the tents. So it would work like both ways, and it would work for the city, for the community to help it and assist people, you know, in the community for their needs and, you know.
Talk more to the mic.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Madam Mayor?
Yeah.
I believe, or I'm hoping that the new route will be a little less chaotic, a little bit safer as drivers enter and leave. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. The current gas station has 4 approaches into the site. and that was the first thing that we looked at. We're actually closing the two closest to the intersection. So your access will be the furthest southwesterly location on Kelly, and the most northeasterly side on Vernier. So it eliminates two of those entrances, yes.
Yes.
I'm just curious, with gas stations nowadays, most of the time I think about their business kind of in and out, in and out. Now, to put a charger up at a traditional gas station, that means the car had to sit there for an hour. You know, how do y'all plan to?
That's why they have them food station.
Sure, yeah, that is part of why a lot of these gas stations are doing like the grab and go food. And so people can either like sit in their car and eat, or they can go to Eastland Center and they can walk around. A lot of these chargers though went from being an hour, some of them are like the superchargers now where they can charge as fast as 30 minutes. So I think as the technology evolves, that will be less of an issue, but you're right, you know, personally I'd probably rather go shopping at Meijer or somewhere and charge my car while I'm grocery shopping for an hour. But a lot of these gas stations are providing the convenience for people that want to get a coffee and have the time to sit in their car while they're charging. And like I stated earlier, we don't believe there'll be an issue for the site doing the substantial parking that we provided per the ordinance.
And I think also like we can locate the parking spot, like the charger, on the far end. So car doesn't have to sit like for 2 hours or something. So you can put it at the end of the parking lot. Right.
And I to understand that you will not be able to enter your gas station off of Kelly Road. Is that correct?
You will be able to off of Kelly.
So that is one of the reasons why the access road,
The Kelly entrance is at the southwesterly corner. It will be a two-way entrance. And then also on the northeasterly corner of Vernier is also a two-way entrance. So the full site kind of goes from this bottom across by the pumps. There was two approaches previously at the corner, and those are being removed. There was one on Kelly and on one on Vernier.
so you won't have those pumps on that side,
You got it, yeah.
but you can enter into the gas station from that side,
Yes.
from Kelly Road.
Kelly, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
We worked it out like to be like an easy maneuvering in the site, not to have like too many, conflicts, So we'll be coming from Kelly and leaving from here, coming from there and here from Kelly, and we'll like extra maneuvering lane here also.
Okay, thank you, Madam Mayor. I was just wondering, what gas station company is this? Since
Is it
BP,
it's still gonna be BP?
correct.
Same thing.
Same owner,
same one,
Okay.
same?
yes.
All right, so any further discussion?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
how long will this take to complete?
How long does it take? 6 months or so.
Are you going
So
to be
we shut
open during
down?
that time or at all, or?
I think we gotta finish the drawings right now, the construction documents, take us like 4 or 5 months. So beginning of spring probably, she's gonna start construction, the owner.
And since it is going to be a demo, they will not be open during the time of
They're
construction.
gonna close the.
Okay, but they're going to be open for a while yet until that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Till we finish the
For the
drawings.
winter and then into the early spring.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right? Okay. Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
Guys.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes,
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes?
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
All righty then.
Okay, item G4, Memorandum of Understanding, IAFF Local 1188. Mayor and Council, attached is a memorandum of understanding between the city and the IAFF Local 1188 Union for the purpose of providing retention bonuses for our firefighters. We are anticipating that these bonuses will help us retain our firefighters, much like the retention bonuses offered to our public safety and court officers, as well as our police command staff. All bonuses will be paid from ARPA funds. The members will receive $2,400 for each of 2 calendar years, 2022 and 2023. It is my recommendation that this MOU be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Councilwoman Price.
I will offer by resolution to approve the memorandum of understanding between the City of Harper Woods and the IAFF Local 1188 for retention bonuses in the amount of $2,400 for 2022 and 2023 for the members of the bargaining unit, with ARPA funds being used.
Support.
Any discussion?
Go ahead. I had a question. This is retention bonuses for present firemen or for new firemen?
Present firemen.
Don't they make enough money?
So they, right now, police and fire are being, I want to say cities are actively recruiting each other's police and fire departments. Poaching is a word for it.
Yes. Is there any further discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor? I was wondering how many employees or firefighters will this affect?
6.
There's 6.
Yes.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, roll call vote, Mrs. Franks?
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, item G5, Milk River interest adjustment. Mayor and council, attached is a memorandum addressed to all Milk River communities advising that the fall 2021 Milk River interest payment for the SRF loan was under-invoiced. An adjustment for this shortfall is attached for your approval. I have reviewed this, and it is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a resolution to approve payment to Wayne County in the amount of $24,953.35 for the additional interest charges for the 2 Milk River SRF loans.
Support.
Discussion?
Madam Mayor? And John, how was this missed?
That's,
Sorry, guys.
we were quite
Yes.
surprised too, that, you know, anytime when they refinance a bond and start assessing all the costs, and you have people that are working from home,
Yeah.
during COVID, you're running into all kinds of things like this, so.
Okay.
Yeah. My
Madam
thoughts
Mayor?
too. Is there anyone else with any discussion?
Yes, Madam Mayor? So this was the same for all of communities involved then?
Yes.
Not just ours? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I know that with the project that's going on at Eastland, we have anticipated that we might be, able to have adjustments made once the retention ponds are in place and this sort of
Right.
thing. Do we need to petition the Milk River Drain Board to reassess this, or is this something that is going to happen automatically? Is there, do they reevaluate the communities every so many years, or how is that gonna operate?
Once the retention ponds are built and operational, there will be a new study to assess how, I want to say the cost to the communities, what composes those costs, how much is actually being introduced into the system at any one time. And yes, to your answer, that there will be a new valuation study.
And
Yes.
is that something that we have to request from them, or do they do it?
The city
periodically?
manager?
Oh, we'll
We'll
yeah.
be definitely
Make
on
sure it's
top of
gonna
that.
happen.
Yeah.
That's the whole
We'll
point.
make sure the contract is reviewed.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, item G6, progress payment number 1, 2022 storm sewer open cut repairs, number 180-282. Mayor and council, Attached is a letter from our city engineers transmitting progress payment number 1 on the 2022 storm sewer open cut repair project number 180-282. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to approve payment to Great Lakes Contracting Solutions LLC in the amount of $335,479.36 for progress payment number 1 on the 2022 storm sewer open cut repair project number 180-282.
Support.
All right. Discussion.
Yes, Madam Mayor? Yes.
Mhm.
I was wondering if our acting city manager could just explain, what is an open cut repair?
I want to say reconstruction of sewers, anything that's attached to a sewer, you know, water main breaks, potential water main breaks, cracks in line. I want to say everything that's surrounding that cut. There could be traffic signals there. There could be wiring underneath. Heather, you want to add anything
Right.
I might have missed there?
What this, Heather, Public Works Department, what this was storm sewer repair, so they had to take up concrete, replace sections of storm sewers, rebuild, catch basins, rebuild manhole areas around the storm sewers in different locations throughout the city. So this was for the first part of the project, the actual repair, and then all those repairs have been made. Some of the cement has been poured. Once that is cured, then we'll have a second set of cement forms.
Madam Mayor?
Did that answer your question?
Halfway. Because you
Okay.
said first part, so there's gonna be a second part that we have additional payment for?
For the cement.
For this, yeah.
Madam Mayor? On the cover letter from Anderson Eckstein Westrick, it indicates $35,479.36. But in the resolution, it's $335,479.36. It looks like there was $300,000 added to
Yeah,
this.
yeah, that's a typo. My Lord, that's a typo, yes, yes, yes.
Saved us $300,000?
No, that would have been.
No.
That's a typo there,
That's a
okay,
typo.
okay.
All right. Thank you,
That
Heather.
seemed like a lot of money. I was a little confused.
Yes,
myself.
okay.
I was thinking, well,
Heavy fingers, sorry.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I wanted to know if grant money was covering any portion of this, or if it was all coming out of our stormwater sewer fund, or?
We do have some grant money for this. I want to say a lot of this is normal, operating expenses. So a little bit of both,
All right. No further discussion? Roll call vote, please, Mrs. Frank.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes?
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay. Item G7, progress payment number 1, 2022 sewer rehabilitation by full-length CIPP lining number 180-284. Mayor and council, attached is a letter from our city engineers transmitting progress payment number 1 on the 2022 sewer rehabilitation by full-length CIPP lining project number 180-284. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Councilwoman Pies.
I'll offer by resolution to approve payment to Instituform Technologies USA LLC in the amount of $86,604.51 for progress payment number 1 on the 2022 sewer rehabilitation by full-length CIPP lining project number 180-284.
Support.
Okay, any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Now, this process will keep us from having to do the concrete repairs. This will be, they're doing it right now on Bernier Road. You see the big trucks out there, and what they're doing is they're basically putting a fiberglass sock down the pipe and then curing it with the compound and cutting all the holes they need to cut in, but everything is done underground, no open cuts. So it'll save us some money in the long run.
All right, thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Constantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, item G8, progress payment number 4, Johnston and Salter Park Basketball Facility Improvements, number 180-263 and number 180-264. Mayor and Council, attaches a letter from our city engineers transmitting progress payment number 4 on the Johnstone and Salter Park Basketball Facility Project, number 180-263 and 180-264. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor,
Yes, Councilwoman
I will
Fine.
offer by resolution to approve payment to Warren Contractors and Development, Inc. in the amount of $27,581.93 for progress payment number 4 on the Johnston and Salter Park Basketball Facility Project, number 180-263 and number 180-264.
Support.
Okay, support. Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I know that, water was supposed to be going at water fountains, were going
They're
in. Are they in already?
Mhm.
Because I didn't.
And working.
that. Okay, great, great. And that's part of this whole project, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And Johnston Park too.
Any further discussion?
Madam Mayor? So, this is progress payment number 4. Are there any more payments after this one? Get some more?
I believe this is, we're getting to the tail end of it right now, because we're taking money from the retainage. So this kind of looks like it's gonna be
The final?
the final. Yeah.
Not final. I don't think so.
If there's
It would say
anything.
final.
Yeah, but I mean, pretty much everything is already completed out there, so if there's any minor costs, yeah.
All right. Any further discussion? Oh, well, now we said we got the court on. Y'all on camera. I don't know what we touched. Okay, roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Yep. Councilwoman Constantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, item G9, progress payment number 1, 2022 pavement joint and crack sealing program, number 180-286. Mayor and Council, attached is a letter from our city engineers transmitting progress payment number 1 on the 2022 pavement joint and crack sealing project, number 180-286. It is recommended that this payment be approved. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to approve payment to Michigan Joint Sealing Incorporated in the amount of $50,630.77 for progress payment number 1 on the 2022 pavement joint and crack sealing project number 180-286. Support.
Discussion.
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
are we close to having all of our joints sealed?
Oh, boy.
Heather, would you like to get, yes, fire super.
They pick certain sections of the city each year, so it's kind of like a revolving program.
All right, thank you. And are they done for this season?
Yes, they're done all this season.
All right, thank you.
All right, any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
Okay, item G10, TAP grant application resolution. Mayor and council, attached is a correspondence from the city engineers regarding a grant application for funding assistance through the Transportation Alternatives Program, TAP, that has been provided by the Michigan Department of Transportation, MDOT, and the Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, SEMCOG. This grant, if we are awarded, could fund several different projects, including a sidewalk replacement project. As stated in the letter, this application has been prepared by our engineers, and a standard resolution needs to be adopted by the City Council in order to proceed with this. I have reviewed this and concur with the recommendation that the resolution as attached be adopted. Mayor, a resolution is recommended.
Madam Mayor?
Councilman Tucson?
Yes. By resolution, to adopt the attached resolution in order to apply for the Michigan Department of Transportation and Southeast Michigan Council of Government Transportation Alternatives Program, TAP, grant in the amount of $200,000, and further to acknowledge that 20% matching funds are available from the city of Harperwood for this program.
Support.
Any discussion?
Madam Mayor?
Yes.
Did we get one of these grants a year or two ago?
This one right here, we're going to use it specifically for sidewalks that are damaged by tree roots. There are several different uses, but that is the primary target for
Right.
this grant.
I'm just wondering if we'd gotten a grant previous to this. It just sounds so familiar to me, not for these projects, but for other projects.
We have received project, I want to say grant monies for certain sidewalk projects, but this one is
Just
quite a bit
For
larger.
this one.
Yes.
And Madam Mayor,
Yes.
my understanding is that this is trees that are essentially in the city-owned area of the easement in the front of yards, correct?
Right.
Between the sidewalk and the street. but they're-
That's correct, with
That's correct.
heaved up sidewalks.
Okay,
Yes.
so essentially trees that the city is kind of more or less responsible for.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
Madam Mayor?
Yeah.
Really quick, I do realize, I think this also is a quarterly grant. So if we don't get it this time, we can apply for it, I think, January, February, March.
Well,
I'm saying, I mean, if it doesn't happen, we can redo it, so
Yeah.
it's nice that
Yes.
it's that close.
SEMCOG offers these kind of grants yearly.
But this one's quarterly, I'm saying,
Yeah.
to apply,
I
so.
mean, there's quarterly, yearly, and we have applied, and in fact, this is one of the second grants we have gotten through SEMCOG this year. We hopefully get this one.
Right.
Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Frank.
Councilwoman Costantino.
Yes.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Sawicki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Okay, resolution passes.
Okay, Mayor and Council, I have a addition to the October 17th, 2022 agenda, and that is approval of emergency repairs in 32A District Court. Mayor and Council, I'd request that the attached item be added to this evening's agenda. It is for emergency repairs to the 32A District Court ceiling that I have mentioned to some of you previously. And the following action is recommended, that a motion be made to add the agenda approval of emergency repairs 32A District Court and also a resolution.
Madam Mayor?
Yes, Councilwoman Pies.
I'll offer the motion added to the agenda approval of emergency repairs 32A District Court.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, discussion?
Yes.
Yeah, just curious, we were kind of looking up in the ceiling.
Yeah, it's actually a ceiling in the basement.
It's downstairs in the
Downstairs.
court offices. Yeah.
Yes, Madam Mayor, I know, the acting city manager just said downstairs, so what repair, was it a leak or?
Yes,
what are we-
yes, they had, there was a water leak, I mean, throughout their whole business area. It destroyed tiles, ceiling tiles up there. The water was leaking on equipment. The lighting was not working, and they need to have it repaired. That office has to be up and running. We can't shut it down during weekdays, so we had to schedule work to be done on holidays and over the weekend when court employees are not there.
Okay, Madam Mayor, one more question. How much are you asking for it?
It's right there in your resolution.
Yeah,
We
it's,
haven't even got that from
yeah.
you.
We haven't got that from you.
Yeah, we just need to put it on the agenda and then we can discuss it during the resolution. Okay, so all in favor of putting this on the agenda?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Motion carried?
Madam Mayor,
Yes.
I'll offer the resolution to accept the lowest qualified bid provided by Creative Office Interiors in the amount of $15,819 for the emergency repair of the damaged ceiling in the court offices at City Hall, and further that competitive bidding be waived, as this is the only vendor that bid on this project.
Support.
Okay. Discussion now.
No, my question's already been answered. I asked about the cost.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Roll call vote, Mrs. Franks.
Councilman Jenny.
Yes.
Councilwoman Pies.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Saluki.
Yes.
Councilman Tucson.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Mayor Kindle.
Yes.
Councilwoman Constantino.
Yes.
Resolution passes.
All right, then. Is that any further business?
That concludes the city manager's reports.
All right, call the audience. 3 minutes, please. Mr. Dick. Heather, did you have something you wanted to say? Or you gonna wait to call the council? Okay. Go ahead.
I haven't been around, and with regards to public comments, with offering the site plan and special land use on H3 for the BP. As long as they don't open up another subway at the gas station, because we already have one 6 blocks west, and I hate to detract from their business there. They can open a Chick-fil-A. On a sad note, on a broken heart note, with regards to that, I was unaware of Bill Snyder passing. Bill and I have always been goofball buddies. Now I'm gonna need a tissue. But anyway, I wasn't aware of it, and I just wanted to send my sympathy and condolences to their family. Ultimately, I have their home phone number. I've talked to Sue, I've talked to his wife Sue and stuff in the past. They've been absolutely gracious. The city of Harper Woods as a whole has absolutely lost an irreplaceable superhero. I'm so sorry. But anyway, for the Department of Public Works, he was my superhero and a true gentleman, and my heart and soul is torn. And if there's anything that the council is gonna do in the future with regards to memorials or whatever, it would be appreciated. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll let you know. It'll be on that website.
My name is Heather Tuton. I am the Deputy Director of Public Works, and I do have a small statement that I would like to read. On behalf of the DPW, I would like to thank the council, the mayor, all the staff at City Hall, our contractors, the neighboring communities, and the multitude of residents that have reached out to share their stories as well as their condolences regarding the passing of Superintendent William Snyder. He was an encyclopedia of knowledge unsurpassed by anyone. I would also like to thank you all in advance for your patience as we try to navigate a new path without our fearless leader. And on a personal note, I would like to thank council for their moment of prayer for my family given on the October 3rd meeting, as well as their notes of support that we've received from my mother's passing. It has meant the world to us. Thank you.
Mike Cadet, Harper Woods, Lockmore. Just a few quick things. I too am grieved at Bill Snyder's passing, because I've had a number of correspondence and relationships with him. So, and I think he did a wonderful job. All right, that said, Harper Woods Athletic Field is a problem. They keep that PA system up very, very loud. We can hear through half of Harper Woods. Some of the activities that go on there are not related to the Harper Woods School District itself. They're rental arrangements. And so it's a benefit to the Harper Woods School District at the detriment to the neighborhood. So Harper Woods school activities are one thing, but all these rentals are another thing. And they need to turn that PA system down. It's blasting away. You can hear it through half the city. So that's my comment about that. And it is affecting property values in the area too, by the way. I was told that by a person that was looking for a home. And I just happened to meet them on the street as they were canvassing the neighborhood, and they were asking a lot of specific questions about that athletic field. So we have to, I don't know if we can do anything about it, but it's a concern. Okay. The other thing is, how is it that the house on the southeast corner of Lancaster and Balfour can have a picnic table on the easement between the sidewalk and the street?
Okay.
It's been sitting there for a long time, and it's never been moved. So I don't know how you can put your own picnic table out between the sidewalk and the curb, and use it as if it was your backyard. So that's another thing. The third thing is I would encourage the city to investigate and join the pay systems of Wayne County. The pay systems is a system to help people with property taxes and avoid foreclosure on their homes. Harper Woods is not a member of this system. You have to join it. I think there's about 10 cities in Wayne County that are currently members of PAYS. It stands for Pay as you Stay. And so it would be, I think, a very good thing for Harper Woods to be a member of this Wayne County program. But you have to, it's not automatic, you have to join. Okay? And it helps people paying their, dealing with property taxes. And it's a good program for avoiding foreclosure. So we'd like to avoid that. And on the other thing, I was just wondering, who is paying for the traffic lights, the new traffic lights that went up on Vernier and the Service Drive? Is that Harper Woods expense, or is that just Wayne County? Or
State of Michigan.
Yeah, state of MDOT.
MDOT, okay,
Yeah.
all right, great. Okay, thank you.
Are there anyone else?
Sir, could you repeat your name, because I didn't get it the first two times.
Andrew Worley.
What is-
Andrew?
And you live where?
So,
Mr.
am I allowed
Andrew,
to ask questions this time, or
Mr. Andrew.
just statements?
please state your street that you live on.
Thank
You live on Damon?
you. Am I allowed to ask questions this time? He asked questions.
You can ask a question now.
Ask-
Not
Instead of you sitting
necessarily
here
get an
today,
answer,
6
but
of
you
you are
can
named
ask
in
a
a
question.
lawsuit against the city, a lawsuit that you decided to discuss under a closed session. How is it that you came to discuss it under a closed session? Was a vote taken?
May I answer?
Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. That's under the Open Meetings Act.
Can you please explain a little more than that?
Open Meetings Act allows for closed sessions to be held whenever there's a discussion on litigated matters or attorney-client privilege.
But do you guys as a board vote to have that in the closed session?
No,
So it's just automatic?
under the Open Meetings Act.
Okay. I guess my next question would be, so we won't find out what this is costing the city until after the meeting? And will that information be disclosed?
That's beyond my scope of knowledge. I don't know.
Are you involved in the lawsuit?
Sir?
Are you involved in the lawsuit?
I'm a city attorney. I'm involved in all litigation that goes on with the city.
Okay, thank you very much.
Is there anyone else would like to ask any question? Mr. Steinberg?
Good evening, John Shenburn, 19159 Ross County. Been in Harper Woods since I was about 6 months. I turned 71 yesterday. Okay. The court, is the court part of our city?
The court is a separate employer, and the city is the funding agent.
Okay, so from my understanding, there are put it bluntly, blank load of parking tickets that are sitting in the court that haven't been acted on. That we're sitting on money that we're not doing anything about. Now, this come from somebody in the court system. Okay. Second is the lawns. I've been told by Safe Belt, in order to get a ticket for the lawns not being done, they have to have a driver's license. So I asked them if it was on file, if they're rentals, and they said there should be. So why are we not issuing tickets to these landlords that are not, their tenants are not cutting their grass? I still have one that's been 9 weeks, 2 doors over from me. I don't know if it was tagged or whatever, or Safe Build went out and looked at it, or what. And then what do we do about the people that own their house that are doing that? We don't have a license on file. How do we handle that? We need to change the ordinance.
Those changes are, I want to say that you're talking about are state laws. So we have to work with what we have.
Okay, so what you're kind of saying though is if a ticket is issued, it can be issued to the property and their property tax?
I'm not saying anything because the nature of tickets is, I want to say, it's never uniform.
Okay, so the deal is we have license on the people that are landlords, but we don't have it on our regular residents. How do we do that? Because there's a lot of bad actors that just wait till they get tagged, and then they wait, like the 2 ladies down, 3 doors down from me, they got tagged in the middle of the summer, they cut the grass and they ain't cut it since. And they wait till they get tagged again. And there's a lot of them out there. If you go out there, you can walk, just drive the city and see how many lawns that haven't been done. It's ridiculous. Cement replacement. I noticed at my corner that they cut up a section to replace cement that, to me, really didn't need to be replaced. What needs to be replaced is the cement that goes down the middle of Lansdowne between Woodside, Ross Common, and Elkhart. And then you've got a section that's between Elkhart and Kenosha that's sinking. Why are we replacing the corners that don't need to be replaced, and we've got these others that we just keep patching and patching and patching, and it doesn't do any good? Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to speak before I turn it over to council? Great. Starting with you, Councilwoman Constantino.
Yeah, some things kind of came to my mind. I'm wondering if our court is short-staffed. We had a situation that came up that affected me, but it affected a lot of other people too, where the people are sending things into the court and they're not being handled. And so my attorney was told that there's a big giant stack of papers that still haven't even been gone through yet. And I'm trying to evict someone who's not taking care of their property, not cutting the grass. They got auto parts all over the lawn, everything like that. And so the building department, wants me to evict these people, but I'm having a hard time evicting them when the court's not taking care of the paperwork. And I can't even get a bailiff out there because their paperwork that was filed way back in like August hasn't even been handled yet.
Okay, we have no jurisdiction whatsoever.
The operation
courts.
of the court.
That's a state of Michigan office. We're just a funding agent. And, their operations are their operations. If you want to have a more detailed explanation, I would recommend that you speak with the judge or the court administrator.
Okay. And then, as far as tickets go, I know we've been asking to have more tickets, especially people parking overnight on the streets and things like that. Well, I got my wish. I had a parking permit that went all the way, it was good all the way through October 7th. And at 3 a.m. October 8th, I got a ticket for being parked in the street. In my mind, when I went to bed on October 7th, my parking pass was still good. But somehow while I was sleeping, it expired and I got a ticket. Gosh darn it. I'll pay my $25. I don't have a problem with that, but I'm just feeling a little targeted right now. But
Alrighty then. Shall we move on to the next person, or are you completed, Councilwoman Constantino?
oh, well, if anyone hasn't talked about it yet, we're having a lovely Christmas tree lighting ceremony Wednesday, November 16th at 6:30 p.m. Put it on your calendar.
Okay. Councilman Tucson.
Yeah, well, first of all, I had a great opportunity to attend my first SIMCOG meeting, Southeastern Michigan
Council of Government.
Council of Government. And it was very informative. Mayor Kimball and I were both at that one very well. I just have, maybe I'm a little premature with this, maybe I just don't have enough facts, but I'm just concerned about whether we use Anderson, Erskine, and Westrick quite a bit for a lot of the city projects and construction.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering, I'm just wondering, are we kind of outgrowing them some, or that we need another resource? Because, for example, we've been trying to get digital completed over the years, and it's still been postponed till spring, and still not done. And then we gave them Danbury Lane, and with the skeleton crew, I see one, maybe two people, so the chance of completing that this year are pretty slim to none. And they don't seem to have any consequences for not meeting the goals or deadlines that we have at this point. There are no consequences. I mean, we can't blame it on petroleum, lack of workers, getting parts, and any other reasons we want to make up. Because after a while, those kind of turn into incompetence and lies. We have watched the entire mall, basically a city within a city, get demolished, and new construction start in less than a year. We have seen miles and miles of freeways getting constructed, and we can't get 2 streets completed over a course of several years. Something is wrong with this picture. I mean, there's some special financial break we get for being last on the totem pole for getting work completed. With contract terms stated that Anderson, Erskine, and Weststreet can drag their project out as long as they want to. We are talking about moving the city forward with all kinds of plans for neighborhood revitalization. If those plans are going to be dependent on Anderson, Erskine, and Weststreet, they will really be pipelines with no end in sight. Well, I'm begging our administration to investigate alternatives, maybe put more projects out for bid and find a company that respects our community and truly makes us a priority. You know, every month I approve payments to them constantly, and I don't know, these projects don't seem to be done, but maybe I just haven't seen. I'm just saying we can't continue to be at the mercy of Anderson, Erskine, and Weststreet, you know, limited resources and scheduling. So I'll just express my concerns on that.
Only thing I can tell you is that they are under the same constraints everybody else is. Petroleum costs, scheduling contractors only go to the biggest jobs. These are not big jobs. I want to say, even though Beaconsfield is a big job to us, they're going to take the bigger jobs. Scheduling crews is very hard these days. I want to say people just are not jumping aboard to do this kind of work right now for whatever reason. Petroleum costs, you could see it yourself at the gas pumps. When
John,
there's,
I've heard all those stories.
you heard them, but
Yeah.
we're living with them. I'm dealing with these on an everyday basis with not only AEW,
Right.
but virtually every single contractor that does business with the city, and trying to keep police here and trying to keep firemen here. This is a problem in every single city. It's not just with us.
Is there anything else, Mr. Toussaint?
No, I'm just expressing my concerns, or maybe we need to look at some other alternatives or something else, because this is just going on, and how can we get to new projects and we can't even get the old ones done? So, I'm done.
Councilwoman Sawicki?
I guess this piggybacks, I hope it doesn't, but I was curious about the southbound Harper entrance ramp to westbound 94. It's closed, and I don't know what's going on there. Or when it's gonna
Michigan
open.
Department of Transportation, there's structural problems that they're trying to address with the bridge.
Okay, and
Yeah.
so do you have any clue about when that's gonna get done? Have they
It's-
given you any
And other than it was supposed to be done this year, MDOT is having all the problems that everybody else is. They can't get contractors to do all of these jobs. These contractors are doing work all across the state right now. They're taking the biggest jobs and doing the biggest jobs. When they get time, they will come to individual jobs.
Okay, so it's pretty much the same issue that
Yes, yes.
Councilman
It's
Toussaint
frustrating.
talked
It's
about.
frustrating for all the opinions that everybody has. Yes, it is frustrating.
And the time is short because below 32
Right,
degrees, you know,
cement's not gonna.
cement is not cured in the proper way. Now, they have some new innovative ways of doing it. I just trust the old-fashioned way myself, but hopefully they can get these projects done before the end of the year.
Thank you. That's it for me.
Is there, okay, that's, okay, Councilwoman Pies.
Excuse me, thank you. I wanted to remind everybody that there's a Canine Spaghetti Dinner fundraiser this Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the AmVets Hall in Harper and Allard. It's a $10 donation per meal. And if you'd like a mini Kaiser's plushie doll, that's a $25 contribution for that. Regarding Bill Snyder, Mr. Dick was so much more eloquent than I could be, and heartfelt as Heather. He was just on, not even as a worker, but as a personal person. He was just such an upstanding and conscientious person, and with a great sense of humor. I would see him driving down my street sometime on business, and I'd run out the front door and wave him down, just to talk. He knew the city like the back of his hand, even better. We've lost institutional knowledge with Bill. And I am so sorry for his family and for the residents here. I thank God we have Heather, who has worked with him all these years, and I'm sure she's gotten some of that information from him and learned a lot. And I'm thankful for her continued leadership and work with us. But I know that we'll be memorializing Bill in some way in the future, and not to worry about that. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, Madam Mayor, I'll piggyback on that one. Bill was a very good friend of mine, a very good mentor. I mean, he was here so many years, 47 plus years probably, and I mean, I'm getting close to that, but he really helped me out when I was over in the woods a lot, and if I needed something from him, I could call him up middle of the night. We need to borrow a backhoe. I'll meet you there. Come get it. Be running, fueled up, ready to go. You know, then we vice versa. If they needed a main break done because their guys were too busy, we came over and helped them. That's just what we do. And he'll be sorely missed by not just this community, but everyone else. I mean, he helped every single Grosse Pointe out and St. Clair Shores. I know it for a fact. So he'll be truly missed, and sorry for the loss. That's all I have to say.
Okay, good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to say I'd like to give my sincere condolences to the family of Mr. Bill Snyder. I had the opportunity to go to the services. Both myself and Mr. Toussaint was there. We spoke to his son and his wife. She was deeply moved by a gesture that the DPW and other departments with the city did. They brought the vehicles out. She was deeply moved. You could see it. You could see it in her heart. So I really want to thank the city workers and everything who did that, because that was, really touching. Number two, something I saw on the news. I was just worrying about Harper Woods. I was watching the news tonight. They were talking about a water testing for another nearby city, and their water had a little bit of lead, and I know we've done water testing for our city before too. And I was wondering, when was the last one? How recent was that, or was there one that was pending, or?
Can I answer that now?
Sure.
We received our results October 7th. So anybody that had their water tested will receive their individual results in the mail. There were nothing out of our range or nothing that we had to change within the city. So it tested within the standards.
Okay, so we'll get a report of that sometime
Yeah,
soon
we
or something?
regularly consumer confidence report and all that information is in there.
Okay.
But if you would like it sooner, I can give it to you.
No, it's fine, as long as we get one, because I was just wondering, because I know, the other municipality they're doing a few changes because of their water, because of their lead levels, so I just wondered what ours was. Okay. The next thing I wanted to talk about is I was very pleased to see the Transportation Alternative Program grant application for fixing those, fixing the sidewalks that's on the city property. For years, I've been asking for something to help residents to do that, because that edge of the edge of the property right between the street and the sidewalk does belong to the city, and I always thought it was just a little unfair that the residents had to pay for that when it's not our trees. The trees, in that area is what raised the sidewalk. So I was very pleased to see that on our agenda, and I do hope that we get that grant. And the last thing is, this week, a couple of the councils, several of the councils going to the Michigan Municipal League Conference. It's a conference that hosts city council people from all over the state and mayors from all over the state, where we get a chance to meet each other, talk to each other, and a lot of discussion about what's going on within the state. So I'm looking forward to going. This will be my first time going to the conference. I wanted to go before previous years, but COVID kind of made me decide not to go, you know, to play it safe. But this year, I'm boosted and boosted and boosted. So I'm gonna take my chances. I would like to go to the conference, so I'm looking forward to it. I hope that after I come back this week, maybe at the next meeting, I'll be able to share with you my experience. I hope I learn a lot. I hope I meet some great people and learn, you know, what's happening with all these other different cities. So I'm looking forward to that. That's it.
All right, so it's me, and I have somewhat of the last word right now before I ask for an adjournment to closed session. Quickly, we can all expound and talk about the loss that we felt, not only to Bill, but to Heather's loss of her mother. At the same time, I can't even imagine how you stood up between those two losses, because I know Bill was a mentor of yours as well. So, and then to lose your mom, that's an unexplainable loss. Until you've lost your mother, you really don't understand about loneliness, because that's someone that's been with you from day one. So I give you all my deepest sympathy and everything, because every day is a new day, and every day is a day you have to keep trying to move forward with those great memories. That'll make the difference. I hopefully, the safety, police department and I will get together to get our sheriffs out here again and coordinate again with Detroit. I had two terrific incidents driving down Beaconsfield where I'm doing 25, and this, I mean, not one, but two cars decided I wasn't going fast enough, and they zoomed right on past me. You know, I just wish I could have arrested them, or at least gave them a ticket, or I wish I had a car that I would just knock them off the road, but that would have been road rage, you know. So, but it's just unexplainable why people cannot or will not follow the law of speed limit. I mean, I know we all go a little fast, but when you're in a 25-mile zone and you have children walking these streets, and to hit one of those kids and then say, I'm sorry, it's not worth a bunch of crap, you know, I'm sorry after that, when you could have just did the speed limit, is, so whoever we catch, just be on notice. There's no sympathy, there's no nothing. If you're naked, as my son says, with no license or suspended license or no insurance, too bad. You shouldn't have been speeding, because our children are worth everything that we can do to make them safe. And you speeding is causing them just harm that could never be repaired there, either death or harm, injury. No. So if you hear this, slow down. If you get up late, that's your problem. Don't run up and down Beaconsfield trying to get to school any faster. Kelly Road, I mean, I'm on Kelly Road and I stand outside Kelly Road trying to direct kids. And you know it's school let out. And these people are running up and down Kelly Road like 40 going north. and these children are trying to cross the street. Jason and I have sat out there, stood out there to watch time and time again. It is unconscionable the way those people drive up and down Kelly Road. You think they're bad on Beacons? Kelly Road is even worse. And then you have all this children trying to cross the street or come down the street, and you are just driving like crazy. So I just, please, public, slow down, because the kid they may hit may be your own or somebody you love. And with that, I think I'm off my soapbox. But I just really wish that we could slow down, because I'm sorry, after you hit my kid, it's not gonna make me happy, you know? So please slow down. I have someone in the school board. You're running for school board, aren't you? Stand up. Why didn't you speak?
My name is Janetta Tavron. I live on Rose Court. Been a resident since 2005. I'm running for Harperwood School Board. I just love kids. My kids are grown now. I have a 34-year-old and a 20-year-old. We are empty nesters now, but I still love kids. I've been volunteering for the school since 2016, high school. I've been a softball volunteer coach, and I'm always up there. I just pop up. I'm just constantly doing things up there. But I am running. I will be on the ballot November 8th. It's turning, and I'm excited. And my husband Reginald, he's currently on the board at this time now. But
Okay,
I'm
and
excited.
Reginald is also the person that you've seen picking up trash along Beaconsville all these years. He has done that faithfully with no fanfare and, you know, nothing. This is just his desire to keep Harperwoods looking beautiful, and I thank you for that. So, thank you very much. Best of luck to you. All right, now I need a motion to adjourn for the closed session.
Madam Mayor, I'll make the motion to adjourn to closed session for the purpose of presenting in discussion and proposed litigation settlement, blah, blah, blah.
Support.
All right, and any discussion?
Madam Mayor, can we have 5 minutes?
Yeah, and also before we do, we are short-staffed. And if you can please help us reconfigure this room before we all disappear. As much as we'd like to talk to our constituents and stuff, we need to reconform this courtroom so that Leslie does not have to do this all alone. She has 10,000 jobs she already does, and this will just help her out in this little instant. So if we don't get out there to speak to you, that's why we're trying to reconfigure the courtroom. Thank you. So 5 minutes.